Pre-game warm-ups. Welcome all. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports. We've got some NBA action coming up for you. In this game, we'll see the Chicago Bulls going up against the Brooklyn Nets. This is Brian Anderson. With me, Richard Jefferson and Grant Hill. And reporting courtside, it's Allie LaForce. Now let's check out the starters for Brooklyn. Porter Jr. and Clowney in at forward. Terrence Mann is out there with Dimon. And it's Claxton in at the 5. Chicago with the ball. Pass to Giddey. Here's Buzelis. They look to him to score consistently, averaging around 13.5 a game. Just 4 to shoot. And it's Giddey missing. And as it goes out of bounds, Brooklyn able to keep possession. Richard, it's been a dry spell for the Bulls for a few seasons now. How do they reverse that?
Well, it starts with strong drafts. They haven't had a top 10 pick since 2020, and it's made it hard for them to land some of these bigger prospects and grow from within.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
Pass to Okoro. Here's Buzelis. Coming in off 21 points in his last outing.
Just good, aggressive play by Buzelis, not shying away from some physicality inside.
Outside Porter. Here's Clowney. Good ball movement here by Brooklyn. Takes a 3. Porter's shot is off.
Okay, it's taking them a moment to find their rhythm, opening the game with some uneven 1-for-4 shooting.
Pass to Okoro. And here's Vucevic. Some solid defense from Claxton.
And you got to give credit to the D for never giving up on the play and doing just enough to bother him at the rim.
Here's Dimon. Giddey defends. Back to Porter from outside the arc. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
And just a nice smooth stroke on that 3 from Porter Jr. He knows that shot very well.
Giddey passes to White. Now here's Vucevic. They set the pick. Pass to Buzelis. And that one is stuffed right through.
And the defense has to offer more resistance. Can't let guys like Buzelis get this close to the rim.
Here's Clowney. Porter from outside. Oh, he missed that one. 1 for 3 in this one so far. For Chicago, they've gone just 2 for 4 from the floor. You know, Richard, after some up and down seasons, Coby White has really found his place on this team.
He is looking more and more self-assured than ever. You can see it in his scoring the most, but also every other aspect of his game. His team and the organization trust him.
Brooklyn's gone 2 for 4 from range to start things off. Claxton down low, covered by Vucevic. And there's the screen. Pass to Clowney. Porter from outside. Another miss by Porter.
And to put things simply, this has not been his work.
And here's Giddey. And the call will be against Nicholas Claxton. That's his first foul of the game.
First personal foul. First team foul. Substitution on the court.
9 seconds left to play in the first. Here's Vucevic. And that one hits the back iron. Well, a good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Nets out in front. They lead by a bucket. And we'll bring you the start of quarter number 2 when we return. Some good action in the books as we get back to a game that's been pretty close so far here. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from Brooklyn.
Well, clearly they played well in the first period because of their selfless attitude.
They are playing for one another and focusing on making winning plays. You love to see it.
On the floor for the Nets. We've got Traore, and it's Wolf in at the center. Jones' shot is good. If you had to say, Richard, what's the most critical component for a team to play effective defense?
I would say being bought in. If players are bought in, you could overcome individual deficiencies.
They set a pick. Williams from long range. No good. Chicago leading. Here's Dosunmu. The layup misses. Pass to Traore. And we played through the first minute here in the second. Wilson passes to Williams. 5 on the clock. It's hauled in by Herter. And so here is Chicago. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Brooklyn this season.
They won the season series last year, and on paper, it looks like they should do it again.
RJ, looking back at the trade that sent Durant from the Nets to the Suns, what a deal for Brooklyn.
Yeah, it was 4 first-round picks and a swap from the Suns. Also, the Nets got Mikal Bridges, who they shipped to the Knicks for 5 more first-rounders. Now, that's how you reboot a team.
And so Billy Donovan calls timeout. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust.
Everybody get down.
Group getting ready for Chicago. Nikola Vucevic is checked in for Smith. Buzelis comes in for Williams. Okoro is checked in for Herter. And it's Josh Giddey in for Dosunmu. That one's off. And Richard, the Bulls going from playing one of the slowest paces in the league to one of the fastest.
Yeah, that's what happens when you start to trend towards youth. You got to put those young legs to use, trying to pace and space with three-point shooting.
And he sinks the second. Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. Here's Dimon, defended by Jones. Williams looking around. This one for 3. And the Nets miss again. And it's Jones with the ball for the Chicago Bulls. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing their last matchup with Orlando.
Just a tough road loss. You're going against players who are comfortable shooting in their own building. You have to find a way to disrupt their focus.
Well, they weren't fighting through screens. Their closeouts and rotations were late. You name it, and let's just say they didn't do it on defense.
Okay, it appears an injury out on the floor, and that does not look good.
And man, this really doesn't look good. Just the way it happened.
And you know it's serious if he's heading to the locker room. It takes a lot to get him out of any game.
Kobe White, he's checked in for Jones. Now here's White, still without a bucket. On the wing, Porter, guarded by Okoro, pass to Dimon. Good ball movement here by Brooklyn. Williams against White. For 3, Dimon. It's hauled in by the Bulls. And we're just over 2.5 minutes into the second. When you talk about Nikola Vucevic, a big man who continues to get it done at a high level, Richard.
Yeah, he is showing no signs of slowing down. Vooch scores, rebound, passes, and shoots it well from pretty much everywhere. I'd like to see him contend for a championship at some point in time in his career.
Williams finds Claxton, and Claxton throws it down.
Defense always had their eyes on him, and then he gives it away. Classic misdirection.
Boy, they need something to go to regain some confidence.
No question. Way too many empty possessions for them.
White, the pass to Giddey. Picked by Vucevic. Porter with the steal. Pass to Dimon. Stolen by Giddey. Outside White. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Fires for three. The shot by Buzzell is no good. Brooklyn leading by 3. Outside Porter. Here's Dimon. Giddey defends. And it's Dimon missing.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
I'm sure they'll think twice about shooting against him next time.
Oh, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Buzelis has got 6. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that's been very close so far. It's the Nets leading by a point. We'll take a quick break and then get you back to the action.
Howdy, folks. The moment you've been waiting for is here. Before we recap the first half, let's see what the standings look like in the East.
You know, right now for the Nets, they're frustrated, and you can understand their frustration. They were expected to be good this year. Their fan base was fired up, but it just hasn't come together.
Let's switch gears to the Chicago Bulls. They're in a tight one after the first half.
Gotta get these fellas some allergy medicine. They're clearly allergic to the paint, and it's a problem.
Aren't you sponsored by an allergy medication?
Not yet, and not one that can fix this.
And that's a wrap on halftime. Thanks for watching as we send you back to BA to call the second half.
Second half of basketball is upon us, and we may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game we've seen so far. And now let's send it to Allie LaForce. She's got an update for us on Tre Jones.
Guys, I caught up with the head athletic trainer for Chicago. He said there's a bit of weakness in the wrist area, but so far no sign of any broken bones. Losing someone in the middle of the season is never easy. They'll definitely have to rethink some things moving forward. Guys, back to you.
Okay, Allie, thank you. Now we know how things are coming along, Grant.
That's true. It's the uncertainty factor with injuries that can be so hard to handle.
And you never want to speculate, so it's nice for us, and especially his teammates, to get some facts.
Giddey is the 1 with White by his side at the 2. Buzelis out there with Okoro. And it's Vucevic in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the group for Billy Donovan, getting going here in the second half. A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Thanks, guys. Michael Porter Jr. was the #1 prospect in his high school class, and he said growing up basketball was easy for me. It was like, say, going up an elevator. But after my injuries, it's like climbing the stairs. It's like I'm walking in my purpose through this, more than if everything had just been smooth. Back to you, Brian.
Thank you, Allie. And it's Dimon missing.
Oh, man, he can't get anything to fall. You can feel his frustration.
Yeah, right now, he's just in his own head. Not much you can do to try and push through it.
White for 3, drills it from deep. And the Bulls lead by 2.
Zero hesitation on the arc. If White has a clear angle, he's taking the shot.
The motor of Kobe White. Grant seems to be ready to run the entire game and then some.
Oh, totally, B.A. For someone who is quick and can jump and has a strong handle, he's got plenty of stamina. And as a guard, you trust Kobe will make those effort plays.
White on the wing. Okoro passes to Vucevic. Outside White. Three-pointer, no good. Brooklyn has gone only 1 of 3 from deep here in the third. Porter gets the bucket. Porter's got his second basket on the night.
Smart play there by Porter. Working his way inside to find a reliable, close-range look.
And so Billy Donovan calls timeout. Coach probably just checking to make sure everybody's on the same page here. Making a switch here. Nasumu's checked in. And a change for the Nets. Williams is checked in. A minute and a half left in the third. Back to White. It's Vucevic, high post. Pass to Dosunmu. Back to Vucevic. And stolen by Claxton. In transition, here comes Brooklyn. Clowney, good. And now a three-point Nets lead.
Some slippage at the defensive end here in the second half, allowing the offense to establish more of a rhythm.
Here's Buzelis. Back to White. Here's Dosunmu. He's guarded by man. Vucevic gets the bucket.
On the interior, Vucevic, this man has so many moves to account for.
Outside man. Pass to Claxton. Good ball movement here by Brooklyn. Man misses.
Gotta love how they've been crashing the boards, fighting hard for every miss.
White looking it over. Vucevic, a screen on Williams. Now here's White. Phenomenal stats on a consistent basis. Puts up over 24 points a game. Got it off in time. The shot, no good. It's still anybody's game as we reach the end of 3. Brooklyn out in front, up by 1. And we're just moments away from the start of quarter number 4. Stay with us. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And just a selfless decision from your two-guard, showing his ability to get his teammates good looks.
We talk a lot about playing for one another. Right there with the pass, he's demonstrated what it means to do exactly this.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. So on the floor for Brooklyn, they've got Williams. He's out there with Traore, and it's Wolf in at the 5. Here's Traore. Pass to Williams. For 3, sends it home from three-point land. And the Nets lead by 4.
When he has that much space, he's a pretty good bet to nail the 3.
Outside Giddey. Now here's Herter. And it's blocked.
And Porter Jr.'s teammates and coaches love when he hustles. When he does, he makes an impact on D.
And that shot was going nowhere thanks to that aggressive swat.
Oh, terrific defensive intensity right there. Getting stops like that is crucial for them right now.
And a new group getting ready for Chicago. Nikola Vucevic is checked in for Smith. Buzelis comes in for Williams. Okoro is checked in for Herter. And it's White in for Dosunmu. Shot clock at 5. White for 3. Brooklyn pulls it in. Claxton's got 5 rebounds tonight. Brooklyn leading by 4. Down low. Here's Clowney. That one drops, and it comes off an assist from Porter.
And after a terrible first half shooting the ball, they're finally finding their touch.
Vucevic outside. Fires it from 14, and the basket is good.
Hey, draw him up a solid play, get him an open look, and he delivers.
And late in games, throw out those analytics. Give me the mid-range. The shot, it just works.
Porter. No good from 3. The Bulls trail by 4. Offensively, it's been a struggle for them.
Yeah, they need to string together some shots to have any kind of chance.
Working his way inside, Vooch, ready to battle for it.
And timeout is called by Billy Donovan, rallying his guys to make sure they all know the plan.
Nikola Vucevic. Chicago timeout call. On your feet, fans, it's time for your Chicago Bulls.
Keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Billy Donovan was saying to the team. He was very upbeat and positive, saying to his guys, let's go. I want you guys to up the pace. Look to push the ball up the floor whenever you can. They cannot stop us in transition. Let's see how the team responds. Guys?
Thank you for that, Allie. The first one falls.
What makes Vooch so tough is the combination of size and athleticism. Defenses are always trying to figure him out. That's why this man is a double-double every night.
And so Vucevic nails both of them.
And in a close game like this, they can really rely on him to take care of business at the line.
Moving along, 2 minutes gone in the fourth.
2 minutes remaining.
Here's Dimon.
2 minutes.
Let's loose for 3. Can't get it to go. Chicago trailing here. Now White to tie it up. Oh, no good. Outside man. Here's Claxton. Fourth quarter play. We're about 2.5 minutes through it now. The triple drop.
Pick works well there, but the defense left a lot to be desired.
Yeah, that just comes down to a lack of effort. The defender has to do a better job fighting through the screen.
When his team needs him, Giddey steps up. And you'd love to see a guy with that kind of fire.
There's a screen. For 3. Ooh, the shot misses. Bulls trail by 3. Outside White. Vucevic against Claxton. Oh, the slick fadeaway. Silky smooth.
Great to see guys who don't back down under pressure.
He knew what they needed here and was determined to deliver.
Oh, deflected. Stolen by Giddey. White fires. Oh, the go-ahead bucket, no good.
And as long as he keeps missing from deep, the D will keep letting him fire away. He's just off from range right now. Ice. He has absolute ice in his veins. This guy, he lives for these moments.
And we'll have a timeout called by Billy Donovan. There is a lot on the line, and he is determined to make sure everyone's on the same page. Here's Giddey. 23 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Oh, no good on the layup. And they foul intentionally. Now they're going to have to do that again. They're not in the penalty just yet.
Getting a little desperate at this stage. I mean, the clock's the big factor.
They lead by 4. 17 seconds left in the fourth. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
First personal foul. Second team foul. Shooting for Brooklyn, Demet. Taking 2 shots.
He drops the first one, and that puts him up 5. And so both free throws good, and it's a 6-point ball game.
That's how you protect a lead. Build it out with clutch free throws.
He launches. Oh, Claxton with a rebound. And that's an intentional foul.
Yeah, no choice but to foul in that situation. Although, that's not the guy you want to send to the free throw line.
Shooting for Brooklyn, Demet. At the line for 2.
And no good, as the first free throw misses. We'll see if he can hit the second. And he ends up making the second. And that makes it a 7-point lead. This one belongs to Brooklyn. And they barely squeezed out the win here on the road.
And BA, the visiting team is always under some added pressure, but they made it work and got the win, whatever the margin may have been.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Allie LaForce, Grant Hill, and Richard Jefferson, this is Brian Anderson. thanking you for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports. And let's reveal our player of the game, Michael Porter